Hello, everyone. The bamboo house is taking shape, not only from the sweat and effort but also from the intense love and perseverance of Huyen and little Maya. That brave little girl has overcome many challenges at school. But can this family truly live in peace? Or will it be that, just when they feel happiness is within their grasp, a strange person silently follows them, waiting for the moment to destroy everything? What truth will be revealed? Join me to find out right now, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the most exciting moments. Maya's hair shone in the sun, and her eyes sparkled with pride. Mom, yesterday at school, Nam made fun of me, but I didn't cry. I stood tall and told her I wouldn't let it bother me anymore. Listening to her daughter's words, Huyen's heart sank. Before her was the clearest proof. Maya had grown stronger, and that strength gave her mother a new lease on life. Huyen smiled, her eyes moist with tears. My Maya is so brave. Mom knew you would make it. You're strong like me, but more than that, you have your own way of being brave. The two sat together, a woman regaining hope and a child demonstrating her growth. That moment strengthened the bond between them even further. They were not only building a home but also a future full of strength and light. Maya rested her head on her mother's shoulder. Her voice grew softer, but her eyes still shone. Mom, I'm not afraid anymore. I know I have you and Uncle Yi with me, and I will always be strong. Huyen hugged her daughter tightly, her heart trembling. The morning light illuminated their faces like a silent promise that this new home would be the place where strength and confidence would grow. Yet, amid that calm, a slight unease crept into Huyen's heart. She knew the world out there was much harsher. The teasing at school was just the beginning. Could Maya maintain her strength in the face of greater challenges? The wooden door creaked softly in the morning wind, a squeak like a vague warning. Huyen squeezed her daughter's small hand and said a silent prayer. Even if storms come, I will never let go of your hand. At that moment, the house was not just a shelter but the mother and daughter's first line of defense against the still-hidden tempests. Maya's crystalline laughter echoed throughout the small courtyard. The little girl ran happily, hugging Bibi, the little dog, tightly as she played and shouted, Bibi! Quick! Don't let Maya catch you! Bibi barked happily, wagging her tail and running in circles, filling the courtyard with innocence. In another corner, Huyen sat low on an old wooden chair, her calloused hands holding a knife, carefully peeling each bamboo stick. Sweat trickled down her forehead, but determination shone in her eyes. Maya stopped playing for a moment, looked at her mother, and ran toward her with a clear voice. Mom, are you tired? I'll help you. Huyen smiled softly, stroking her daughter's hair. Keep playing, Maya. Just seeing you happy gives Mom more strength. At that moment, he was returning from afar, his shirt worn after a day's work. He carried several heavy, newly purchased bamboo poles on his shoulders, but his face still held a smile. I'm back today. I got some more poles. Little by little, our house is taking shape. Huyen looked up with moist eyes and murmured in a broken voice, You've worked too hard. He placed his load on the ground and replied with a firm look, For you, for Maya, it's all worth it. We'll have a real home, even if it's difficult. That afternoon, the wind blew, and the girls' laughter, the dogs barking, and the sound of the knife hitting the bamboo mingled like a simple, warm melody. But behind that happiness, there was still a hidden emptiness. What storms could await them ahead? As the afternoon fell, the golden light of the sunset bathed the courtyard. Maya continued running around Bibi while Huyen leaned back, caressing the already stacked bamboo poles with a look full of hope. Beside her, he wiped his sweat and watched the house that was slowly becoming a home. Huyen stood up with a smile of relief and whispered, almost as if talking to herself, We've been through so many difficult days, and finally, we have a real home. She clenched her hand firmly and said with determination, It's not just a house, It's our future." The sound of hammering echoed overhead. He stood firmly on the roof, sweat trickling from his hands as he positioned each bamboo pole and held it firmly. The roof began to take shape with each blow, like the heartbeat of the whole family. In the courtyard, Huyen looked up, clutching the hem of her clothing tightly, and said in a voice full of worry, "Yi, be careful. These bamboo poles are very slippery. I'm afraid you might fall." He paused for a moment, looked down, and smiled reassuringly. "Don't worry. For you and Maya, I'll see it through. We just need a sturdy roof. Even if it takes effort, it's worth it." Maya held her mother's hand, looking up at the man working high on the roof. "Uncle, don't fall. I want our house to be beautiful so I can invite my friends over." He burst out laughing, still holding each bamboo pole tightly, and replied firmly, "I promise, but Maya also has to promise me that she'll always be strong like that day at school." The girl nodded enthusiastically, her eyes shining with excitement. In the midst of that calm, a strong wind suddenly blew, making the bamboo roof creak. He lost his balance slightly, and Huyen cried out, her heart stopping. Tension filled the air, as if not only the roof but also that fragile happiness faltered by an unexpected test. The three of them laughed together, as if their joy was already complete, but in the distance, a silhouette remained hidden behind the trees with a cold, fixed gaze. The wind blew violently, lifting dry leaves, and the air became thick. Bibi began to bark loudly, running toward the old bamboo gate as if sensing something strange. Huyen shuddered, gripping Maya's hand tighter. He turned around, his expression alert. In the midst of that barely nascent joy, a new storm seemed to be silently approaching. While Maya's laughter still echoed in the courtyard, the silhouette remained motionless behind the bamboo barrier, its eyes fixed on the new house, cold and dark. A murmur emerged from its throat, heavy with resentment. "Do you really think it will be that easy to be happy? This house will never be finished." The figure clenched its fist tightly, revealing old scars. From its pocket, it took a match, held it for a moment, and put it back, as proof of the plan growing in its mind. Bibi let out a long howl, barking furiously toward the trees. Frightened, Maya hid in her mother's arms while Huyen stared wide-eyed and murmured through trembling lips, "Who? Who's there?" He stepped forward, standing in front of them to protect them. But when his eyes searched among the bamboo, the silhouette had already disappeared, leaving only the whistling of the icy wind. The barely blossoming joy, the newly built house, had it already become the target of a hidden enemy? Even though the path forward is filled with storms, one thing will never change. A mother's love for her child will always be the greatest strength. That love was what helped Huyen get back on her feet after her illness. What gave her the strength to continue standing by Ye's side and build a home, a place where Maya can grow up surrounded by protection and hope. The bamboo house may be simple, but every stick, every drop of sweat that falls, carries with it the dream of a better tomorrow. Maya's laughter, Ye's steady gaze, and the unwavering faith in Huyen's heart have created a humble but profound happiness. However, will that joy truly last? The home has barely been formed. Happiness seems complete, but out there, in the darkness, cold eyes watch like a silent storm about to break out. Who is lurking? Why do they want to destroy this happiness that is just beginning? And will the love and union of Huyen, Yi, and Maya be enough to withstand the storm that is about to break? Keep accompanying, sharing, and supporting Huyen and little Maya on this journey full of emotions and drama, because the most unexpected and intense moments are yet to come.